The first scale that we're going to start with for the initial grade is C major, hand separately, 1 octave. And for that, we're going to start with our right hand on middle C. So you want to find the C that's in the middle of your piano or keyboard, and you want to put your right hand's thumb on that C. Now the numbers that we're going to be learning for 2 octaves will be a bit longer, but for this we only need to worry about our thumb's best friend, who is the middle finger, number 3, and they seem to do an awful lot of things together. So in this scale we're going to start on our middle C and walk up to that middle finger best friend. Now when we get here, the thumb decides to be a bit cheeky and run underneath his friend middle finger to take the next note. So let's try that same thing again. We have 1, 2, 3, and then there's that cheeky thumb running underneath. Now after that, all the other fingers then want to go as well, so they're going to take their turn to the top. So let's try that once more. So remember, thumb and middle finger. We have a 3 thumb. Now when I play this, you'll notice that all of the notes, at the moment they're quite slow and they're all taking their time. They're taking the same amount of time as each other. What you don't want to do, if you can help it, is to rush along where some get a bit longer and some don't. So try and think of it as a march as you're going along for now, and that just helps to build the strength in your fingers, especially these ones that are a little bit smaller and they don't really want to take their turn. So when we go all the way up and we get to that little finger only gets 1 go. He's the top of the scale before we then come down again. So to start the coming down, we go up just like we did before. Little finger gets 1 go and we come straight back to the thumb. But this time middle finger number 3 decides to get his own back, and he runs over the top of thumb to take the next note, and then finally we get back to C. So let's just practice the coming down bit. 3 over the top. Now what you can do at this point is to pause the video and maybe have a little go at just going up, take your hand off, and then another go at just coming down. Now, in my experience of teaching, coming down can sometimes be trickier, perhaps not so much for right hand, but it does tend to be the one that sort of causes some issues. So maybe do coming down, or at least the way you find trickier, a little bit more often. And so splitting this scale into 2 different halves is a good way to do it. Now when you do want to go all the way through, it's going to look something like this. Thumb underneath, plays once, straight back, and then revenge over the top. So at this point you want to pause the video, give right hand a good go a few times over, and then we'll have a look at left hand.